Are you tired of not cashing in DFS? In order to win money in DFS, you need to be able to find the best play per dollar. Here at the Bayou Bengal Fantasy Network, we're here to help you find the best bang for your buck type of players. The first player that we want to target is someone who has been airing the ball out quite a bit at the quarterback position in Jared Goff at 6,400. The Chargers are giving up the most DK points to opposing quarterbacks. The last 2 weeks have been forgettable for Goff, but from a fantasy aspect, Goff has the volume that you want to see from your quarterback. 2 of the last 3 weeks, Goff has connected on bombs of at least 44 yards. The key for Goff is to avoid those costly interceptions that plague his fantasy day. Against the Chargers, he gets a putrid secondary to go against and also faces an offense in the Chargers who loves to throw the ball and just put points on the board. If you don't want to go for the top-notch type of quarterback, Goff should be your guy in Week 10. The next player that we want to target is a wide receiver who could be a sneaky cheap play in Trey Palmer at 3,200. The Titans are giving up the 7th most DK points to opposing wide receivers. Palmer has had at least 4 targets in 3 of the last 4 weeks, and he could be that final piece that you need in your DK lineup as a super cheap guy to spend up on in some of your spots. Baker Mayfield and this offense should be able to move the ball up and down the field on this Titans defense, and Palmer should see the opportunities good enough to shine for your team. I think he's a great option if you're looking for just to save some cash this week. Get Palmer in your lineups. Now we move on to somebody who's really been developing a nice rapport with a rookie quarterback and tight end Dalton Schultz at 4,900. The Bengals are giving up the most DK points to opposing tight ends. Schultz had a nuclear game last week. He caught 10 of 11 targets for 130 yards and a touchdown. Now he goes against the worst defense against that tight end position. If Stroud wants to target Schultz again like crazy, you could see Schultz have a back-to-back type of nuclear game. So if I was a betting man, and I am, I'd say that Schultz is a must-have this week. You could be seeing fireworks yet again from him. Next, we're looking at a running back who hasn't really been producing like we wanted to, but he's getting the workload in Najee Harris at 4,900. The Packers are giving up the 9th most DK points to opposing running backs. Harris had at least 14 carries in 5 of the last 6 weeks. Even with Jaylen Warren biting at his ankles, Harris is still the lead dog in this backfield for the time being. The Packers defense can be beaten on the ground, and the running style of Harris should really benefit him this week. Don't worry about Warren really eating at the opportunities of Harris. Just remember how talented Harris is, and this is the week he may just show everybody why he hasn't allowed Warren to take over that number 1 running back on the team. Lastly, let's go ahead and talk about a wide receiver who's getting a lot of work in Jaden Reed at 3,800. The Steelers are giving up the 6th most DK points to opposing wide receivers. There will be many people who steer away from Reed this week just based on his last week's performance. Reed played less than 40% of the snaps last week just due to the number of times the Packers ran the ball and had double tight end sets for most of that game. Against the Steelers, wide receivers have really found a lot of success, and this definitely bodes well for Reed. Look for Reed to regain his momentum this season and continue to shine as a rookie. Reed is a nice piece to your lineup if you're in need of some savings.